Yes, dear students, today we start ICSC class 9 mathematics syllabus, and the first chapter is rational and irrational numbers. Rational and irrational numbers. Yes. Before knowing the definition of the rational numbers and an irrational numbers, one has to know what is a number. See, a number is an arithmetic value expressed by the words or by a symbol representing a particular quantity. Okay, that is used for counting as well as to do calculation. So I told that a number is an arithmetic value. It has some value. See, expressed by a word or a symbol representing the particular quantity. Representing by the word or a symbol representing the particular quantity. For example, ONE1 is a particular quantity. Okay, particular quantity expressed in terms of word. The symbol is what? 1. Similarly, 10. TN10. It is in words and the symbol is 10. So this clearly indicates that, okay, so the word 10 or this 10, this is a particular quantity. 1 is a particular quantity. 2 is a particular quantity. 3 is a particular quantity. Hence, the number can be defined as an arithmetic value expressed by the words or by the symbols, okay, which represents the particular quantity. So thereby what happens, it helps us in order to count or to do the calculation. Okay, yes, note down this one. Yes, now the numbers are of a type natural numbers. Second one is whole numbers. Third one is integers. Fourth one is rational numbers. Next, irrational number. Irrational numbers. Then real numbers. And finally, it is complex numbers. Complex numbers. See, numbers are of a type natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, real numbers, as well as the complex numbers. So, rational numbers, whole numbers, as well as integers, you learned in the lower class. So, rational as well as irrational numbers you will be learning in class 9, and real numbers as well as complex numbers, this is not in the syllabus, this you learn in the higher classes. So first one should know what is natural numbers. Natural numbers are nothing but what? All the counting numbers. All the counting numbers are called as natural numbers. The counting number starts with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, keeps on up to infinity. So natural numbers means all the counting numbers are called as natural numbers. It starts with 1, 2, 3 up to infinity. Then natural numbers are of a type odd number, odd numbers, even numbers, then you can have prime numbers, Then one more is composite numbers. Composite numbers. Yes, natural numbers means all the counting numbers are called as natural numbers. So under natural numbers, you come across odd number, even number, prime number, as well as composite number. See, odd numbers means what? We know that 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, okay, so on, they are nothing but odd numbers. Or very clearly, odd numbers are not divisible or the multiple of 2. Odd numbers are not divisible or the multiple of 2. Then what is even number? Even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, etc. That means even numbers are divisible by 2. So very clearly, natural numbers, we have odd number, even number, prime number, even composite number also. From this we can make it. So odd number means those numbers which are not the multiple of 2. Those numbers which are not divisible of 2, they are called as odd numbers. The numbers which are the multiple of 2 or the divisible of 2, they are nothing but even numbers. Then prime numbers. Of course, in prime numbers also will come across co-prime and okay, all that. No need. What is prime number? Prime number means those numbers which are divisible by 1 and itself. Those are divisible with 1 and itself. See, for example, okay, 2. 2 is the number. 2 can be divided by 1. 2 can be divided by 2. Again, if I take 3, 3 can be divided by 1, 3 can be divided by 3. If I take 4, 4 can be divided with 1, 4 can be divided with 4, 4 can also be divided with 2, hence 4 cannot be a prime number. 4 cannot be prime number. 5 is divisible by 1 and itself. It cannot be divided with any other number. Hence, 5 is a prime number. 6 is not a prime number because 6 is divisible with 1. 6 is divisible with 6. 6 is divided with 2 as well as with 3. That means 6 has 2 and 3 factors other than 1 and 6. So very clearly, all the natural numbers will be divisible by 1 and itself. Okay, and those numbers which are divisible with 1 and itself, they are called as a prime number. So if I take 7, 7 is divisible with 1, 7 is divisible with 7, so it cannot be divided with any other number, hence 7 is a prime number. 8 you take, 8 is divided with 1, 8 is divided with 8 also, so 8 can also be divided with 2 as well as with 4. That means 8 as 2 and 4 the factors other than 1 and itself, so 8 cannot be prime number. 8 cannot be prime number. So very clearly, those numbers which are divisible by 1 and itself are called as prime numbers. Then what is composite numbers? The numbers other than prime numbers are nothing but composite numbers. I told 4. 4 is a composite number because 4 is not a prime number. 4 is divided with 1. 4 is divided with 4 and 4 is also divided with 2. That means 4 is having the factor other than 1 and itself, that is 2. So 4 is a composite number. So 5 is not a composite number because 5 is a prime number, it is divided with 1 and itself. 6 is a composite number because 6 is divisible with 1, it is divisible with itself, it is also divided with 2 as well as 3, so therefore 6 is a composite number. Similarly, 7 is a prime number, 8 is a composite number because 8 can be divided with 2, 4, 1 and 8. So like that, the natural numbers are categorized into odd numbers, even numbers, prime numbers and composite numbers. Odd numbers means the numbers which are not divisible by 2 or the numbers which are not the multiple of 2. 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. Then even numbers means those numbers which are divisible by 2 they are called as even numbers, or the numbers which are multiple of 2 are called as even numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. Then prime number means, listen very carefully, those numbers which are divisible by 1 and itself, they are called as prime numbers. Composite numbers means those numbers which are divisible by 1 by itself and even it has the other factors, even it divides with some other number, those numbers are called as composite numbers. You should note down that 1 is not a prime number or a composite number. So natural numbers are nothing but counting numbers, and the counting numbers are of this type. Next, whole numbers. Whole numbers means what? All the natural numbers along with 0. All the natural numbers along with 0 are called as whole numbers. Right? Whole numbers means all natural numbers including 0. All natural numbers including 0 are called as whole numbers. I repeat again, natural numbers means those numbers which are counting numbers, they are called as natural numbers. Natural numbers are of type odd, even, prime number as well as composite number. Then whole numbers means all the natural numbers including 0 is called as whole numbers. Please note down this one. Next is an integers. Integers means what? 0, all the counting numbers and the mirror image of the counting numbers. Okay, integers means 0, counting numbers and the mirror image of the counting numbers is called as integers. See, 0 we have taken as integer. So counting numbers are nothing but +1, +2, +3, +4. The mirror image of that will be what? For +1 it will be -1. We know that in the mirror what happens when we lift the left hand appears to be, that is right hand only. Similarly, when you lift the right hand, it appears to be the left hand. So therefore, the mirror image of the +1 is nothing but -1. So the mirror image of +2 is nothing but -2. Then the mirror image of +3 is -3. Similarly, the mirror image of +100, it will be -100 only. Hence, integer can be defined as 0, all the counting numbers, and the mirror image of the counting numbers is called as integers. And these integers are categorized into 2 types. One is negative integers. One is negative integers, the other one is positive integers. Other one is positive integers. See, all the natural numbers are nothing but the positive integers, and the mirror image of the natural numbers are called as negative integers. Or you can say that +1, +2, +3, +4. That means all the natural numbers are nothing but positive integers, -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on. They are called as negative integers. So integer is nothing but what? 0, counting numbers, and the mirror image of the counting numbers is called as integers. And integers are of 2 types. One is positive integer and the other one is negative integers. So positive integers are nothing but the all counting numbers, or all natural numbers are called as positive integers, and negative integers are nothing but the mirror image of the positive integers is nothing but negative integers. The example for the positive integers are all natural numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 up to infinity. For the negative integers, it is -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on. So the Next is rational number as well as irrational number. That is what the topic we have. Rational numbers and irrational numbers. Whereas real numbers and the complex numbers is not for you, it is for the higher class. So these two is not required. So before knowing rational numbers, irrational numbers, one has to know what is natural number, what is whole number, what is integer, even positive and negative integer also. So before going to the rational numbers, one has to know what is fraction. Okay, what is fraction? Because the representation of rational numbers as well as the fractions are one and the same only. What is fraction? A number, what is fraction? Okay, before going to the rational number, one has to know what is fraction. A number which is written in the form of A by B, where B is not equal to 0 is called fraction. Is called fraction. So what is fraction? A number which is written in the form of A by B, where B is not equal to 0 is called as a fraction. For example, 3 by 4. It is a fraction. We know that for a fraction, the one which we write at the top, it is called as numerator, and the one which we write below, it is called as denominator. This is numerator as well as denominator. Definitely it is in the form of A by B only. Very clearly it is mentioned that B should not be equal to 0. Suppose if it is 0, this is A, this is B. Suppose if I take B as 0, then it is very clear a number divided by 0 is infinity. Infinity means it is not defined, it is meaningless. Okay, so therefore you should clearly mention that whenever you tell the definition of a fraction, you write in the form of A by B, and you have to mention that B is not equal to 0. Then only the definition will complete. If you just write this in the form of A by B, then the definition is wrong. You have to mention B is not equal to 0. Suppose if B is equal to 0, then any number divided by 0 will become infinity. Infinity is indeterminate value. That means it is meaningless. Okay, very clear. A fraction means a number which is written in the form of A by B, where B is not equal to 0 is called as a fraction. Right? Yes. Three types. We know the first one is proper fraction. Second one is improper fraction. And third one is mixed fraction. Third one is mixed fraction. Yes. I hope you know the definition of proper, improper as well as mixed. So let me tell. Proper fraction means what here? Numerator is lesser than or smaller than, whatever you want. Numerator is lesser than or smaller than denominator. Lesser than or smaller than denominator. Okay. Example for this. 3 by 4, 1 by 2, 17 by 19, etc. See here, this is the numerator and this is the denominator. Numerator is lesser than the denominator. Definitely we know that 3 is lesser than 4. So it is a proper fraction. 1 is numerator, 2 is the denominator, 1 is lesser than 2. So therefore it is a proper fraction. 17 and 19 I have taken. 17 I have written in the numerator, 19 in the denominator. Definitely 17 is smaller than 19. So therefore it is a proper fraction only. The next one is improper fraction. Improper fraction. In this, what happens? Numerator is greater than denominator. Numerator is greater than denominator. Simple. Okay. You write the reciprocal of that. 4 by 3. 4 by 3. Yes. Now 2 by 1. 19 by 17. So here what happens, see, 4 is the numerator and 3 is the denominator. Numerator is greater than the denominator. Here 2 is numerator, 1 is denominator. So 2 is greater than 1. Similarly 19 is greater than 17. Very clearly, if the numerator is having the greater value than the denominator, it will become improper fraction. The next one is mixed fraction. Mixed fraction. Here what happens? A whole number with a fraction. A whole number with a fraction. See, for example, 1 is whole number. 1 is whole number. So whole number with the fraction 1 by 2. Whole number with a fraction is called as a mixed fraction. So 7 4 by 3. 7 4 by 3. Whole number with a fraction. The fraction may be proper or improper. Here I taken proper, I taken here improper. Whole number along with the fraction is called as a mixed fraction. So remember, fractions are of 3 types: proper, improper, as well as mixed fraction. Proper fraction means a fraction in which the numerator is smaller than the denominator. I have given the example: 3 by 4, 1 by 2, 17 by 19, etc. Improper fraction means what? Numerator will be greater than the denominator. That means a fraction in which, a number in which a numerator is greater than the denominator, then it is called as improper fraction. Or a fraction in which numerator is greater than the denominator is called as improper fraction. That is 4 by 3, 2 by 1, 19 by 17. The next one is a mixed fraction. It is nothing but what? The combination of whole number and a fraction. So hence mixed fraction can be defined as a fraction in which contains whole number along with the fraction. The fraction may be improper or a mixed. The whole number along with the fraction is called as a mixed fraction. Note, always the mixed fraction can be converted into improper fraction. Mixed fraction can be converted into improper fraction. Yes, please note down.